Hi everyone, this is a too long didn't read version of Hasu's article Why Bitcoin Might Not Survive a Bitcoin Standard. Please give me a thumbs up and have a look at the links in the description below. So Bitcoin has 4,400 transactions per block limit for technical and incentive capability reasons. Over time the capacity limit can be expanded, for example via additional layers like Lightning. Bitcoin can control the number of users inside the network, but it has no control over the number of users accessing the network through further layers. This includes custodial banks, which may offer zero fees, instant transactions, and credit. They may offer IOUs backed by BTC. Banks will use BTC network to settle with other banks and IOUs to settle with clients. Banks may be preferred by users as Bitcoin fees could be too high for an average Joe. If clients can exit, like currently in decentralized finance, then all is good. However, issues appear when the exit cost is high and users are locked in. Government can cancel redeemability for Bitcoin like they did with gold. This is what happened in 1933 for the gold of US citizens and in 1971 to the gold of other nation states held within the domestic United States. If redeemability is cancelled, Bitcoin completes that transaction back to fiat money based on Ray Dalio's chart of the long-term debt cycle. And these cycles always start with hard money like metal coins or gold, then claims on hard money like banknotes, which are redeemable 1-to-1 for the hard money itself, and then it departs from that. Fiat money is created, which is backed by the government, not by the hard metals, and then this all collapses and it comes back to the hard money. Bitcoin could be the next hard money. So no user-activated soft fork is possible because the base layer still abides the rules and works just as it did before. The redeemability for Bitcoin may be lost organically because of high fees. Imagine millions of people trying to get a layer 1 transaction to exit the bank at the same time. That would be impossible. If a higher layer grows too large relative to the capacity of the lower layer, people lose the optionality of moving back down the stack, and they are permanently locked. Hasu suggests that there is a feedback loop that makes custodial layers more attractive the larger they become, driving further users to them. Popular interbank settlement transactions drive up the transaction fees on the base layer. Suddenly, more and more people become priced out of using layer 1 at all. And this is the feedback loop. More custodial usage causes trustless layers getting worse and more expensive, and that drives more custodial usage, and so on. This also holds for the Lightning Network, where you can't safely route payments smaller than 3.5 size of the on-chain fee limit. Interestingly, the feedback loop can still hold if transaction fees are very low. If the security budget of the main chain is very low, settlement times could become very excessive. You wait longer for the transaction to be considered secure, like not current gold standard of 6 blocks, but maybe 60 blocks. Because what matters is the security spend, not the number of confirmations. Without block subsidy, the security spend might be significantly lower than it is now. This further increases the relative advantage of custodial off-chain solutions like banks. Hasu sees two ways to minimize the systemic risk from a custodial banking layer. First of all, to discourage users from adopting IOUs on a large scale. And this is what's already happening now. The ethos of save, don't spend, use Bitcoin responsibly, and retain your financial exposure to Bitcoin by just holding. And the second solution is to innovate and expand Bitcoin's trustless capacity to more users. Specifically, we need to pioneer ways for multiple users to share a single UTXO, unspent transaction output. So they can also bundle their transactions and survive in the on-chain competition for block space with custodial banks. Bitcoin doesn't just compete with fiat money or even other cryptocurrencies, but also with custodial Bitcoin banks. Hasu counts himself as a small blocker, same as me, but this raises some doubt whether keeping validation costs low is as effective as commonly assumed. Maybe a model adopted by Ethereum and, for example, Grin, with infinite block rewards and inflation, provides a better safety model. Many in Bitcoin believe that there is a big risk in moving too fast, but hardly any risk in moving too slow. This would be true if Bitcoin could grow at its own pace, but unfortunately, it can't. We must make sure that enough demand from the market can be met with trustless capacity, or risk that the custodial banking system will forever encumber the base layer. Thank you very much for watching. Please give me thumbs up. Please comment and subscribe, and have a look at the links in the description below, which will save you some money.